welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, welcome. Please make sure to like, subscribe, and do all the nice things that you do for YouTubers. Thank you. And if you are a returning subscriber, thank you so much for your loyalty. Thank you for coming back to my YouTube channel. If you have not subscribed and you're coming back, please make sure to subscribe and do all the nice things that you do for YouTubers. So as you can probably see by the title of this video, I will be telling you guys about my first roommate ever in varsity. This is not my first roommate ever because I started living in boarding school at 16, so I've had like roommates. And also by the time I had this particular roommate, I'd had a number of different roommates, but you know, a roommate in high school will never be like a roommate in varsity, and no one could ever, you know, have prepared me for that. So I'm going to be telling you guys about my roommate. I sincerely hope that she does not watch this, but I don't think she watches this kind of content. And also, we were roommates 1 year. Like, we don't have to be, you know, we were not friends. After we were roommates, like, I moved, she moved, it was like, you know, we never ever spoke again. But okay, baby girl said I have to come share the story. So when I moved to Durban, when I first moved to Durban, I moved very late. So I moved like, so go to next week lectures were starting, you know, like I think I moved on the Friday, by Monday is the lectures or something like that. I did not go to orientation. I did not do any of the normal things that normal people do because, you know, I didn't. Okay, so I come and I remember when I was coming to varsity, I took a taxi from Queenstown to Mthatha, and I didn't even know. I did not know where I was gonna sleep. I did not know anybody in Durban. I knew nothing. All I knew is that I'm going to Durban to get my degree. I'm going to Durban to study, and that's all I knew. So when I had been looking for a school, I had bumped into a hun who worked for the varsity somehow. You know those third year, you know, fourth year students that work here as well. So she had given me a list of names of communes that are around, you know, my campus. And she had been like, yeah, she had told me about phone and find out what their pricing is. They are accredited by the university. I'm like, oh, that's great. You know, trustworthy people, you know, not somebody that I'm going to come to, you know, I didn't want to come to the commune and be like, hi, it's no longer too late. It's offices now. So I wanted something accredited, something, you know, that the university would acknowledge. Okay, fine. Let me say it here. So on my way to Durban, my sister and I are calling communes and we're trying to find communes. And at this point, I'm not very picky, obviously, because I have to have a commune when I get there. You understand? And I came to varsity by myself, as you would probably assume from my other video. Okay, so yeah, I come to Durban and I find this man and he's like, yes, we have space. You know, it's 2,000 rands, rent, that's it. Ne? And then I find this man and then it's just like, okay, and then he's like, and then I'm like, I don't know Durban, I don't know how to find your house. And at that time I didn't have a phone, and you know, I didn't have a proper phone. So this man's like, no, I'm gonna fetch you on campus, and then yeah. That's not even the story, so I'm not gonna, you know, and this look like I'm not gonna focus on that. Okay, fine, I eventually get to the place. Okay, so when I get to the place, it's like a house. It's like a normal townhouse. I'm like, it's not bad, so I'm probably gonna get a room in the townhouse, and you know, I expect something like that because I did not want to live at Ray's. Like that I knew for sure I did not want to live at Ray's. And then you know, I was given a choice to choose between, you know, 2 bedrooms, and both rooms had one person. So Wakumdo one in the one room, and there was one person in the other one, and then the other one was like on the outside. We literally like lived in somebody's house. If you know how Durban houses are shaped, zimi leba. Sometimes ungena upstairs and then we're to downstairs, but we lived in the same house as them. We did not share anything with them. We had our own kitchen, our own bathroom, our own things, but like we lived in the same premise, like in the premises with them. And then, okay, fine. I felt like, okay, this is going to be safe. Because obviously the landlord and the landlady are here. And, kukho abantu in the house. I felt safe. Okay, so fine. I choose a roommate. I must choose a roommate. I choose this roommate. Ne? I choose this Han. So this Han, she's not black. Okay, she's not black. I don't think her race has anything to do with anything. Okay, when it comes to the point where I need to choose like roommates, I choose this Han. And then, okay, fine, so like no Han in the thingy in the bedroom, and I'm like, it's a new journey for me. Yes, yes, And also I had roommates before. So I knew that not everybody who's your roommate is going to be your friend, but you would have a relationship with someone that you live with as a roommate, to say the very least. Ne? And then, okay, fine. So we say hellos. Hi, I'm so and so. Hi, I'm Sibu. What name are we going to give her? Let's call her, what are we going to call her? I actually wanted to use like let's call her Katy Perry. So Katy and I are introduced, and the landlady leaves me there, and I start to unpack my stuff, go to the shower, I've been traveling all day, and get myself settled. I unpack, I do everything. So nothing is wrong. Obviously, at this point, nothing is wrong. The house is nice. It's clean. It's normal. She was probably told that somebody's moving in today, and it was, yeah. And then when we get to this room, it was not a big room, but it was like, a livable space. I was like, yeah, okay, so we lived together like for like a couple of weeks. I'm fine, she's fine, everything is fine. However, as time goes by, I'm like, hi man, I'm like, this hand is not very clean, and it's so evident because she's the only one, who does these crazy things. Okay, so number one, so I lived with her in the room, and the other ones only shared the bathroom and the kitchen with her, right? She would. So in my room, it got to a point where I knew, and I was never popular. When I first came to Durban, I only had one friend, and my friend was like my friend. So she would, she would understand, like, oh, okay, this is not her home. Like, she doesn't have control over a lot of things here, ne? But some of my roommates, baby girl would only make her bed once. She studied engineering, and I assumed that it was hectic because she was always on campus. Like, she was always either at home studying or on campus in jail. Or she was forever studying. And then she would leave her bed in Gondula. Excuse me. She would not make her bed. Like, I understand, when you're late, you don't make your bed because you were leaving now and it was late. And, when you come back, you're probably going to clean up when you come. She never cleaned up. Our room is not big, as I mentioned before. So now this Han is not cleaning. Obviously, the room is going to be horrible. She would not make her bed. Her boyfriend came every Saturday. She would only make her bed on Saturdays. Like, she'd wake up extremely early on Saturdays, like at 6:30 maybe, and she would clean up. She'd clean up her things. My things were always packed and clean and neat and tidy. Like, I never want to make it uncomfortable for my roommate. Like, I never wanted to make it uncomfortable. So I'd wash my dish after I eat. I'd like make my bed every single morning. I'd like change my bedding. I'd be like, to a normal person, what a normal person would do. Baby girl would never do all of that. She would leave her bed not made. So her bed would stay there, not made. And then she'd come back and she would sleep in that same bed. And then she would come back and she would sleep in that same bed. And it eventually got to a point where she would like eat in bed. Obviously, in our commune, like you don't have we didn't have the luxury of having like a living room where like a lounge where we could sit and chill. We didn't have a common area. The only common area was the bathroom and the kitchen. And then we could chill outside by the pool if we wanted to. But if you're eating, if you're eating or studying or whatever, you're always in your room. I remember this other time she left a slice of pizza on the bed, guys, for the whole freaking weekend. So she was eating this pizza at night. She slept very late. So I slept earlier than her. And the following morning, I woke up and I went to school because I wanted to go practice my piano. I didn't have a keyboard at home. I wanted to go practice. Baby girl was eating pizza when I fell asleep at night. She was eating pizza. When I woke up the following morning, she was asleep and the pizza and the slice of pizza was there on the bed. Like she would literally kick it to a corner. She'd kick it to a corner and chill, and then she'll eat something else and go home, and she'll eat something else again. You mean the pizza's just there chilling. And then when the boyfriend is gonna come on a Saturday, I'm lucky because the room is gonna get cleaned, and if should anyone come to see me, the room is clean. She left the pizza. She ate the pizza on a Friday night. I woke up Saturday. I went to school, stayed in school the whole day. Came back Saturday afternoon. The pizza slice was there. I chilled. I kid you not when I say on Monday morning when I left for campus, that slice of pizza was there, dry AF, but right where she left it. And I was flabbergasted. I was like, what? People live like this? But I guess she did come from a very wealthy family. She had been accustomed to having maids and people doing stuff for her. And unfortunately, she assumed that, when she doesn't have a maid, things will just automatically happen. I don't know if she assumed that I would clean up for her, which I was never going to do because what the heck, or if she just assumed that it would just go away miraculously. But she would do stuff like that, guys. She would do stuff like that. I don't want to be too graphic because I don't know how YouTube works with these kind of things. But she was I remember at this other time. Okay, so she would never make her bed. She made it once a week when the boyfriend was coming. One. Number two, she would eat stuff and she would leave the stuff on her bed, and she would just kick it to the side. It was a double bed, so she'd kick it to the side. And she'd just keep kicking it to the side until the boyfriend's gonna come on Saturday. Then maybe Friday evening we get a clean up. Maybe Saturday morning we get a clean up. I cleaned up my stuff every single day, but I told myself, man, I'm not gonna come to varsity to be anybody's slave. And she didn't, I was just like, no, I'm not gonna be anyone's slave. And she was older than me because I was in first year, she was in fourth year. So she was older than me, so I was just like, hey, girl. And also, it was a very weird acquaintanceship type of situation. It was very weird. And I spent a lot of time at Zama's house because I always used to visit. And Zama would be like, no, come to my house. And I loved chilling with Zama at her home. So she'd be like, no, come to my house, just, to de-stress. So I spent a lot of time at Zama's house that year because I just couldn't. And I promised myself, because the contract was 1 year, so you live there for 10 months. I was like, after this ends, I'm not coming back here. At least now I'm in Durban, I know. I'm going to find places, I'm going to ask around. I can't. Anywho, Kesana, that's what she would do, my baby. She would. I remember this other time I left. I think I went to Zama's house for like a solid 3 weeks. I went to her house and we chilled at her house, and she'd be so happy. She'd be so happy because she knows that she's gonna have the room all to herself and she's gonna leave. Isn't guys? Even like products, like feminine products, you leave them a kitchen in the dustbin, a kitchen uncovered, unwrapped. I'm so sorry for being so graphic, but Sana, she would do that, and I'm just like, who does that? Who does? I feel like this is a rant because like I can't like I didn't. Also, I wasn't as I wasn't as, what word am I looking for? I wasn't as Nandi shy. I was a bit timid. So I wasn't as confident to tell about, hey, I'm not feeling very comfortable with what you're doing. Can we please not, leave stuff lying around? Bro, she would watch me. I don't know if this is a black person thing or if this is a thing. I watch, like, Nandikula every single Saturday is laundry day. So Saturday morning, loud music, laundry. Cleaning the house. She never used to do her laundry. Like, she'd do her laundry once a month. Once a month. And when I mean and when I mean laundry, I mean undergarments as well. Once a month. I've been through it. Excuse me. I've been through it. Yes, Anna. And you get inside the room and you're just like, it's so stuffy. It is so stuffy. Like, why is it so stuffy? Obviously it's gonna be stuffy because this person's entire month's laundry. And if it's exam season, forget. If it's exam season, forget. She will not do that laundry for 2 months prior to exam season. Oh, guys, I went through it. And also, guys, she would bring her boyfriend to that, and she would bring her boyfriend, and they would just be all lovey-dovey, and I am chilling there. And at this point, remember, I don't have a phone, so I do not have earphones. I do not have the luxury of putting on my earphones and listening to music. Because ndinotilili. And again, ukutilili akazokha, woo, guys, I go through it. She's sana ntombazana. Oh, sana. And yes, she was. She was. I know you're probably asking, was she? She was. Exactly what you're thinking, she was. Yo, I go through some drama. At some point, I sana again getting sana because like, it's not even a race thing, but it's just like, hi, Sarah. Ngikhethe nomuntu ofana nam. Huh? Yeah, okay. Oh, baby girl. That's what she did. And yo. When I left, and we I don't know if she didn't like me or I don't know. The only time we would have conversations was when her boyfriend was around, because he was a very bubbly person. So he would talk and like he'd want everybody to be involved in Ngokwen, and then he would talk and baby girl would just keep quiet. I figured, hey. morning. I remember like weekends were the most awkward. So on a day when I would not go to campus on a weekend, because obviously sometimes I just wouldn't go, on a day when I wouldn't go to campus, it would literally like forget at like maybe I wake up around 7-8. I used to, because now I have this new thing of waking up at 4:30 in the morning. I do not know where it comes from, but at the time I'd usually wake up at like 7-8, and when I wake up, I'd be like, hi, morning. That's it. The next word that's gonna be uttered in that room for the whole day will be good night, sister Mumbane, we're sleeping. Nothing else is said throughout the day. Yeah, that was the weirdest roommate moment. But I think maybe she was like introverted, or maybe she just didn't like being around people. She was like, She was accustomed to a certain lifestyle, and we didn't live that lifestyle, and it just didn't make sense to her. She was a prim and proper hand, but yes, I don't know guys in English. Someone who's not cleanly. Is it cleanly? Yeah, if cleanliness. Yeah, someone who just does not like to clean up after themselves. That's what she was. So I had to live a whole year of that, guys. A whole freaking year of someone who was not cleaning up. Yeah, up. I had to live through a whole year of someone not cleaning up after themselves. And in J, it got to a point where even in the kitchen we'd be like, hey, guys, let's take turns, Galuksana, because it feels like only certain people are cleaning up, and the other hand, it's just not. But she had a kind heart to it. So yeah, that was my first roommates in varsity. I had quite a number of roommates because, as I mentioned, I also did my honors here. But I had like a number of roommates because I'd literally have a different one each year, and it would be like a different story for each year. But when the year ended, I feel like I couldn't handle it anymore. Around November, someone was like, dude, come to my house, we can prep for the exams together. And I was like, deuces. I went to her place, we stayed there for a whole month, and then I only came back, I think I came back on the Friday, and on the Monday I was going home. Like I was packing all my stuff and I was going home on the Monday, and I was just like, deuces, bye, I'm not coming back again. So yeah, again, that was my first roommate in varsity, and that was my experience of living with a roommate in varsity. Thank you guys for watching my YouTube channel. I hope to see you guys next time. Please don't forget to like, subscribe to all the nice things too. I almost said all the nice things to be done, all the nice things you do for YouTubers. And also please click on the bell button so that you can get notified every single time I post and you don't miss a single thing. Thank you. Bye.